it's Miss Atkinson again, and today we are going to be talking about math, and in math we are going to be doing 3D shapes and surface area. So you might be wondering what a 3D shape is. Well, a 3D shape is a bunch of 2D shapes. So right now this is 2D, but when I turn it you can see that this is 3D. So 3D shapes have faces, so these are the faces. They've got edges, and then they've got vertices. And vertices are where the edges and the faces meet. So I'm going to show you some 3D shapes. All right, so here is my list of 3D shapes. So we've got a cube, we've got a rectangular prism, we've got a triangular prism, we've got a triangular pyramid, and we've got a rectangular pyramid and a square pyramid. So those are some 3D shapes that we are going to start with. So we are starting with the non-circular 3D shapes and surface area. So next I'm going to show you some nets, and nets are ways that we can take apart a 3D shape to help us find the surface area. So just hold on one sec and I will show you some nets. Okay guys, we have some pictures of some nets here. So here we have the net of a cube. Here we have the net of a triangular pyramid. Here we have the net of a rectangular prism. We've got a rectangular prism. And then a rectangular pyramid. So these are how you can see how many sides or how many vertices, how many faces any of these 3D shapes have. And it helps us be able to calculate the surface area. Now the surface area is the total amount of space that each surface covers. So you would have to calculate the area of each one of these faces and then add them together. So each one of these faces, add them together. Each one of these faces, add them together. Each one of these faces, add them together. Each one of these faces, and then add them together. And of course, what area equation you are using will be dependent on the shape. So if you're doing a triangle, it will be base times height divided by 2. If you're doing a rectangle or a square, it will just be base times height. Next, I will show you how to calculate the surface area of one of these shapes using proper measurements. Okay guys, so here we have a rectangular prism and we want to calculate the surface area of it. So here we have the 3D shape and it's labeled with its measurements and it's got 6 faces. And we need to calculate the surface area of each of those faces and then add them up. So we'll start with these two little guys here. So those are these guys on here. So area equals base times height. So 8 centimeters by 4 centimeters. So 8 centimeters times 4 centimeters is 32. And there's 2 of them, one here and one here. So that would be 64 centimeters squared. Now let's do the side ones. So these guys right here. So area equals a base times height. So we've got a base of 10 and 4. So 10 times 4 is 40. And there's 2 of them. So 40 times 2 is 80 centimeters squared. And now let's do these big guys here. So area equals base times height, which equals 10 times 8, which is 80. And then there's 2 of them. So times 2, which would be 160 centimeters squared. So now we've got the area of all of the faces and we need to add them all up. So surface area equals 160 plus 64 plus 80. So we'll add this up. So that's 4. And then 6 and 6 is 12 plus 8 is 20. So 304 centimeters squared would be your total surface area for this whole rectangular prism. Okay, we have another prism here, and it is a triangular prism. So how would we find the surface area of this triangular prism? Well, we have this net here, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 faces, and we need to find the surface area of all those faces. So let's start with the triangles because they're generally the hardest. So area equals base times height divided by 2. And the base, we can see here, is right here, which would be 4 centimeters, and we can see the height that is perpendicular to the base times 3, and then you're going to divide that by 2. So 4 times 3 is 12, divided by 2 is 6 centimeters squared, but because there are 2 of them, you're going to multiply it back by 2 and get 12 centimeters squared because you've got 2 triangles. Now we are going to find the area of the bottom rectangle, which would be 8 by 4. So area equals base times height, which would be 8 times 4, which is 32 centimeters squared. Now we are going to do the side rectangles, which would be area equals base times height, which would be 8 times 5, which is 40, and there are 2 of them. So we're going to multiply them by 2, which would be 80 centimeters squared. Now we need to add all of these numbers up together to get the total surface area. So we've got 80 plus 32 plus 12. 2 and 2 is 4, 3 and 1 is 4, plus 8 is 12. So 124 centimeters square is your total surface area for this triangular prism. So again, if you were going to wrap a present in the shape of a triangular prism, maybe you're wrapping a big Toblerone bar, you would need 124 centimeters square of wrapping paper. Okay, so that was an introduction to surface area and 3D shapes. Your assignment for today is to look around your house, and I listed 6 3D shapes that I would like you to find around your house. So you've got a cube, a rectangular prism, a triangular prism, a square-based pyramid, a rectangular-based pyramid, and a triangular-based pyramid. Your job is to take the ruler, which I have posted a ruler in the Google Classroom. If you do not have one, you can print it out and use that. Measure the dimensions of the 3D shape and attempt to find the surface area of those shapes. So I would like you to draw the shape for me, draw the net, label the dimensions so I know what numbers you're multiplying, and then try to solve for surface area. That is your challenge for today. If you can't find something, like let's be serious here. You guys can find a box, a cereal box, like I mentioned, a Toblerone bar. If you've got a die, like for a board game, those are all 3D shapes. If you cannot find something, I know the pyramid shapes might be a little difficult, then you can draw a net and draw the 3D shape and then label the dimensions yourself and then solve for surface area. But those are only for desperate people. I would like you guys to see and go over, look around your house for some 3D shapes and get creative. I'd like to see something, something fun and creative. All right, so that is all for today's math. I have also attached a link to Skyhawk Math, which gives a more in-depth explanation of surface area and 3D shapes and how to solve for surface area. So please have a look at that, and we will see you guys tomorrow.